PE and Health 7, Lesson 7. Adolescents, their mental health. Physical activity participation, target games. Learning competency. After this lesson, you must be able to perform physical activities by applying principles and concepts of target games to solve tactical problems for active living, and execute appropriate skills of sports and the required fitness concepts of chosen target games in responding to tactical problems. Objectives. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to describe the concepts, principles, and skills related to target games, including dodgeball and patintero. Identify and explain the game concepts, principles, and specific skills required for dodgeball and patintero. Demonstrate an understanding of teamwork and sportsmanship in target games. Appreciate the value of physical activity in daily life. Perform the basic skills of dodgeball and patintero with accuracy and effectiveness. Apply fitness requirements related to target games during practical activities. Motivational activity. Quick fire relay. Objective: to energize students and promote teamwork, speed, and quick decision-making, preparing them for the skills required in target games. Instructions. Form teams. Divide the class into small teams of 4 to 5 students. Setup: create a simple relay course with cones or markers about 10 meters apart. At the starting line, give each team a soft ball, like a dodgeball or small foam ball. Relay rules. Each team member must run to the marker and back, while either carrying, bouncing, or passing the ball, as directed by the teacher. As soon as a player returns to the start line, they must pass the ball to the next teammate. Variation: for added excitement, introduce different rules. Passing relay: students must pass the ball between teammates without letting it drop. Dodging relay: one team throws soft balls at runners, below the waist, while the other teams complete the relay. Switch roles after each round. Purpose. This activity encourages quick movements, hand-eye coordination, teamwork, and a competitive but fun environment, perfect for preparing students for the challenges of target games like dodgeball and patintero. Let's discuss. Target games are those forms of physical activity that involve a player hitting or avoiding targets, usually for the purpose of earning points or stopping opponents from achieving that. Such activities emphasize accuracy, strategy, and teamwork, therefore requiring players to master certain skills: placing, throwing, dodging, and blocking. Other appealing target games are dodgeball, wherein the player's main objective is to hit opponents with a ball until a player gets eliminated, and patintero, a native Filipino game where runners cross over lines with taggers not to get caught. Such games not only improve one's physical fitness but also develop cooperation and tactical thinking in players, so the activity is pleasant and helpful at any age. 1. Game concept. Positioning. In target games, positioning involves strategic placement of players or equipment to maximize scoring opportunities and minimize the opponent's ability to score. For example, in archery or lawn bowling, players position themselves to aim accurately or block opponents' shots. Relationship with people. Target games can be individual or team-based. The relationship with other players, in team scenarios, involves communication and coordination to maximize efficiency in team strategy, e.g., doubles in bowling or curling. Relationship with objects. Players must understand their interaction with objects, such as balls, pins, or targets, and how to manipulate these objects using specific techniques, e.g., hitting, throwing, or aiming, to achieve objectives. 2. Game principles. Scoring. In target games, scoring often involves hitting or landing an object as close to a target as possible, such as in archery or darts. The closer the object is to the target, the higher the score. Prevent scoring. Players aim to prevent opponents from scoring by blocking shots, creating obstacles, or positioning themselves defensively, e.g., curling strategies to block a competitor's stone. Restart. After each round or play, the game is restarted in a specific manner, e.g., resetting pins in bowling or throwing a new dart. Play and transition. Transitioning from offense to defense is a vital principle. For example, in lawn bowling, after your turn, you may need to shift focus from scoring to blocking or defending against an opponent's play. Relationship with objects. Players must understand their interaction with objects, such as balls, pins, or targets, and how to manipulate these objects using specific techniques, e.g., hitting, throwing, or aiming, to achieve objectives. 3. Skills. Sport-specific skills. Target games require accuracy, control, and precision. These sport-specific skills vary by game. Archery, hand-eye coordination, concentration, proper grip, stance, and aim. Bowling, ball grip, approach, release, and follow-through for accuracy. Darts, proper stance, grip, and throwing technique to control the flight of the dart. 3. Skills. Fitness requirements. Strength. Though target games generally focus on precision, some strength is required, especially in games like archery, pulling back a bow, or bowling, rolling the ball with power. Endurance. While not as physically demanding as some sports, games like lawn bowling or archery still require endurance to maintain focus and accuracy over extended periods. Flexibility. Important for proper form and movement, such as in curling, where bending and stretching are part of the delivery of the stone. Coordination. Critical for all target games, involving the ability to control body movements and accurately direct an object toward a target. Filipino target games. Integration of Filipino target games, particularly dodgeball, will delve into the aspects of indigenous and traditional games integrated with modern concepts of physical activity. The following will give an in-depth look at dodgeball in the aspect of game skills, game principles, and sport-specific skills. Dodgeball. 1. Game concept, dodgeball. Positioning. In dodgeball, players must strategically position themselves within the play area to avoid being hit by balls while staying close enough to strike the opposing team. Effective positioning includes moving to the back of the court when dodging and staying near the center line when attacking. Relationship with people. Dodgeball is a team-based game that requires effective communication and coordination with teammates. Teams must plan strategies together, such as passing the ball to a teammate in a better position to hit an opponent or planning a synchronized attack to overwhelm the opposing team. Relationship with objects. Players need to understand the dynamics of throwing and catching balls. Accurate throwing is key to hitting opponents, and catching an opponent's ball is crucial as it results in eliminating the opponent while also saving a teammate. 2. Game principles. Dodgeball. Scoring. In dodgeball, points are scored by hitting players on the opposing team with a ball or by catching a ball thrown by an opponent. Games can be won by eliminating all opponents or having the most players left standing when the game time expires. Prevent scoring. Players prevent the other team from scoring by dodging or catching the ball. Dodging involves quick movements to avoid getting hit, while catching the ball eliminates the thrower from the opposing team. Scoring. In dodgeball, points are scored by hitting players on the opposing team with a ball or by catching a ball thrown by an opponent. Games can be won by eliminating all opponents or having the most players left standing when the game time expires. Prevent scoring. Players prevent the other team from scoring by dodging or catching the ball. Dodging involves quick movements to avoid getting hit, while catching the ball eliminates the thrower from the opposing team. 3. Skills, dodgeball. Sport-specific skills. Throwing. Players need to develop strong and accurate throwing techniques. Being able to throw the ball fast while maintaining control is essential. Catching. Players must also be skilled at catching balls to prevent eliminations and bring teammates back into the game. Dodging, quick reflexes and agility are critical for dodging incoming balls. Players use lateral movements, crouching, jumping, or diving to avoid getting hit. 3. Skills, dodgeball. Fitness requirements. Speed and agility. Dodgeball requires quick, agile movements to dodge balls and attack opponents. Players must be able to sprint, change direction, and stop quickly. Reaction time. Quick reaction time is essential to avoid being hit or to catch an opponent's throw. Strength. Upper body strength is needed to throw the ball with force and accuracy. Endurance. Dodgeball games can last for several rounds, so players need stamina to maintain high-intensity movement and mental focus. Coordination. Hand-eye coordination is critical for both throwing accurately and catching balls. Filipino context in target games. Dodgeball. Dodgeball, though a global game, is widely played in the Philippines and resembles many local target-based games like Tumbang Preso and Luksong Baka. These traditional Filipino games emphasize speed, accuracy, and agility, skills also found in dodgeball. Patintero. Patintero is a traditional Filipino game that emphasizes strategy, agility, teamwork, and positioning, making it a great example of a target game in Filipino culture. Here's an overview of Patintero's game skills, principles, and sport-specific skills. 1. Game concept. Patintero. Positioning. In Patintero, players must strategically position themselves either to cross the court, if they are runners, or to block opponents from crossing, if they are taggers. The field is divided into sections, and taggers guard the lines while runners try to avoid getting tagged as they move from one end of the field to the other. Relationship with people. This is a highly interactive game where teamwork is crucial. Taggers must work together to block the runners, coordinating their movements to prevent any gaps. Meanwhile, runners need to collaborate, often distracting taggers or creating diversions to help their teammates cross the lines. Relationship with objects. Unlike dodgeball or other target games, Patintero does not involve objects. Instead, the game is based on controlling movement across defined spaces, marked by lines, and the body becomes the main object of movement, with players needing quick changes in direction. 2. Game principles. Patintero. Scoring. The goal of the game is for runners to successfully cross the entire field and return without being tagged. Each successful crossing earns a point for the runner's team. Prevent scoring. Taggers aim to prevent the runners from crossing the lines by tagging them. A runner who is tagged is out, and the teams switch roles after all the runners have had a turn. Restart. After a runner is tagged, they leave the field, and the next player attempts to cross. Once all runners have been tagged or have successfully crossed the field, the game restarts with teams switching roles. Play and transition. Constant transitions occur between offensive and defensive roles. The runners must quickly change direction or pace to avoid being tagged, while taggers transition between guarding different sections of the field and coordinating with teammates to block the runners. 3. Skills, Patintero. Sport-specific skills. Dodging. Runners must have excellent dodging skills to avoid getting tagged. Quick lateral movements and sudden changes in direction are essential. Tagging. Taggers need speed and accuracy to touch the runners as they cross the lines. They must also anticipate the runners' movements to block their path. Fitness requirements. Speed and agility. Players must be fast and agile to dodge taggers and run across the field. Quick sprints and sudden changes in direction are common in Patintero. Endurance. The game can last multiple rounds, so players need stamina to keep running, dodging, and tagging throughout the game. Coordination. Coordination is key, particularly for runners, who must time their movements perfectly to avoid getting tagged while synchronizing their actions with teammates. Reaction time. Both runners and taggers need quick reaction times to adjust to the fast-paced, unpredictable nature of the game. Filipino cultural context of Patintero. Patintero is a beloved traditional game in the Philippines, often played by children but also enjoyed by adults during festivals or gatherings. It's deeply rooted in Filipino culture, teaching important values such as teamwork, strategy, and sportsmanship. The game is usually played in the streets or open spaces, with lines drawn using chalk or other markers. The game exemplifies bayanihan, the Filipino spirit of communal unity and cooperation, as both teams rely on teamwork and shared strategy to win. This cultural significance makes Patintero more than just a physical activity, it also builds social connections and fosters a sense of community. Reflection questions. How do target games help you improve your physical fitness and mental focus? How did today's activity help you appreciate the value of cooperation and teamwork? What emotions did you feel while playing, and how did they affect your performance in the game? How do you think the skills learned today can be applied to other physical activities or real-life situations? Assessment. Physical activity participation, target games. Instruction, choose the correct answer for each question. 10 items. 1. What is the main goal of a target game like dodgeball? A. To run faster than opponents. B. To avoid being hit by the ball. C. To score by hitting the target or opposing players. D. To pass the ball to your teammates. 2. In Patintero, what is the role of the taggers? A. To cross the lines without being touched. B. To block and tag the runners crossing the lines. C. To throw a ball at the runners. D. To keep score. 3. Which of the following is a key game concept in target games? A. Team uniform. B. Relationship with objects and people. C. Total game duration. D. Number of team members. 4. Which of the following skills is essential for dodgeball? A. Throwing and catching. B. Running and jumping. C. Blocking and kicking. D. Passing and dribbling. 5. In dodgeball, what is the purpose of positioning? A. To communicate with the team. B. To place yourself in a strategic spot to avoid being hit. C. To stand in one place and wait for the ball. D. To pass the ball between teammates. 6. How can a team prevent scoring in dodgeball? A. By running fast. B. By dodging the ball and avoiding being hit. C. By kicking the ball away. D. By shouting instructions. 7. What is one way to restart the game in Patintero? A. The runners reach the last line without being tagged. B. A player throws the ball outside the field. C. A player steps outside the boundary. D. The time limit is reached. 8. Which fitness requirement is most important for success in target games like dodgeball and Patintero? A. Flexibility. B. Agility. C. Endurance. D. Strength. 9. In Patintero, what should the runners do to avoid being tagged? A. Run in a straight line. B. Move quickly and dodge the taggers. C. Stand still and wait for the taggers to pass. D. Throw a ball at the taggers. 10. Which principle involves switching from defense to offense in a target game? A. Scoring. B. Transition. C. Restart. D. Play. Performance Task 1. Dodgeball Skill Demonstration. Task: perform and demonstrate key dodgeball skills, including throwing, catching, and dodging, in a small-sided game. Rubric: accuracy of throws, 30%. Demonstrates precision in hitting targets, catching skills, 30%. Successfully catches the ball and makes accurate throws, dodging skills, 20%. Effectively avoids getting hit by demonstrating agility and quick reflexes, team coordination, 20%. Works well with teammates. Performance Task 2. Patintero Gameplay. Task: participate in a full game of Patintero, applying learned positioning, dodging, and teamwork strategies. Rubric: positioning, 30%. Shows strategic placement on the field for both offense and defense, dodging and evasion, 30%. Successfully avoids being tagged through quick movements and strategic choices, teamwork, 20%. Collaborates effectively with teammates to achieve game objectives, understanding of rules, 20%. Applies the rules and principles of Patintero correctly during gameplay. Thank you for watching.